Everyone, and welcome to my new video today. In today's video I will build an Android application with Jetpack Compose and Kotlin and following MVVM design pattern. In this app I will build a quiz app with two screens. The first screen with a question at the timer. The user should answer within 10 seconds, and if the user did not answer within that time, the quiz will stop. After the quiz ends, the score will be visible to the user and the user can restart the quiz again. After restarting, if the user did not answer for any reason, the quiz will be over. In this application, we will learn more about Jetpack Compose and MVVM design pattern following model view and view model. We will build also a quiz repository and a quiz view model, and we will build the app that follow this pattern. So join me today in today's video to build this application from scratch, and the code will be available on GitHub as usual. So let's get started. In Android Studio, let's create a new project and select empty activity for MVVM and Kotlin application. I will give it a name here, quiz app Android, and I will place it somewhere in my desktop. So let's say here quiz app, or in my folder. API 29 is fine. It will work on 87.6% of the devices. And let's finish and wait for the app to Gradle to finish packaging the app. In that time, I will here after Gradle finish, I will open the project view of this application, and I will start adding the main component of my app. So in here, I will, inside this Java folder, I will add my packages. So I need 3 packages. So I will go with the first package, which is a model. The second package, that is ViewModel. And the third package is my view. So MVVM, model, view, view model is my 3 folders or packages I have for today. So for the model, I will create a Kotlin class. This Kotlin class will be a quiz model. And for this quiz model, I will build the main structure of the quiz, which is basically one question. So instead of give it a name as a quiz model, I will call it here question. And each question I have it in this app will be with 2 things, a text and the answer, true or false. And because this is going to be a data class that contain only the constructor, I will give it here data class, and I will directly give the constructor of this by adding here val text, which is a string, and another val, which is here the answer, that is a Boolean value. So this is my main question model or question class for this application. Now I will move to view model. In this view model, I will design, or I will add 2 Kotlin classes. The first one is quiz view model, and I will also add a quiz repository, which is the source of truth for this application. Here I could bring the questions. So here I could get the questions from the web, or from my database or cloud database, or from anywhere I have my question in. Currently I will build a static quiz where I will design, or I will add my questions statically in this repository, but the same code will be used if I need to get those questions from anywhere of those resources. So this is your view model. For my view, I have 2 screens or 2 composable. So I will add here the first screen, which is the start screen, which is my composable, the first composable, and I will also add my second quiz screen. That's perfect. And in my main activity, I will here change. I don't need this preview or this greeting. I will here remove this from now, and I will here add my navigation to navigate between quiz screen and start screen. So here I have quiz with misspelled, and I will also rename. In order to rename, I will go to refactor and rename, and this is here the correction. So let's now start building or adding code in each one of those packages. So now after finish the model by describing what exactly each questions looks like, I will move to the view model and start with the repository. In this repository, I will add list of questions. So this is here the list of questions. I have it. It is a list of 4 questions, and this is a private variable. In this quiz repository, I will add one public function, and this function will to get all those questions. Get all questions. And it is basically the function that will return this list of question for me. And currently I have only a static list, but later on, if I'm working with a database or are grabbing the questions from the web, I will do the update in this repository only, and the rest of my application will stay as is. So I'm done with my quiz repository, which is the source of truth for this application. Now I will move to main activity to prepare my the navigation. So I will here go to my navigation. In order to add navigation in Android Jetpack Compose, we should add this implementation. Not only one, I have a couple of them, so I will add nav version, and I will copy this implementation to my build.gradle. So I will go here to build.gradle, and I will add, scrolling down to my dependencies, and I will add it in here. So now, as you notice, I have to synchronize right away, and this is the navigation version I have. Currently, I still need one more, so this is including navigation compose, but I also need one more navigation. So I will, in order to work with nav controller and create a nav host, we will do that step by step. And later on, if there is anything missing, I will add the needed dependencies. So now in my main activity, after build the Gradle is done, no error in my logcat, I can go to main activity and start adding what I want to work with. So basically I need to add nav controller, so I will do that in here under the set content. So I will here within this scaffold, or I will remove this scaffold now, and later on I will add it. So in here I will build my navigation. So val a nav controller, and I will use a function remember nav controller, this one. So remember nav controller is the function that help with building this navigation controller for me. Now if you open here, you should see, because I already have this, so remember nav control imported from navigation compose. So now after building the nav controller, let's continue with the nav host. In order to work with nav host, we need to create a nav host object. And for nav host, we need the 2 parameters, the graph that contain what exactly the we need here the destination, the string name of the starting composable, and nav host controller, which we build right now. So nav host, and I will pass the first parameter to be nav controller, this one, and the second one I will add here start destination, and this start destination is a string that contains the name of the first component. I will call it here start, and within this nav host I will build here the graph. The graph represent what exactly the composable that I have. So the first one in my case, so I have 2 composable in my application, one for the start composable and one for the quiz composable. So let me build those composable in this view package and then add them in here. So for start composable, it is not a class, so it will be a composable function, and I will add here the function to be start screen like this. And because this is a composable function, we will return here, we will build the composable for this the screen, or the representation, the view for this screen. Same thing for quiz, I will do the same thing, and this is going to be a quiz screen. There we go. So now I have the two composable, and I will come back to main activity to pass those two composable in here. So the first one, I will give it here a name to be the first composable, and I will make sure that it has start. And this composable, I will here use the start screen for it, start screen. And the second one, I will give it here the root name, which is quiz, and the composable will be here quiz screen. There we go. So in this way, I'm done with my main activity to build the navigation and decide the available composable. Later on, I will add here the object for my view model and pass it to my two screens, and I will also pass the nav controller to the screens as well in order to facilitate navigation. So I will do that in here and pass nav controller to both of them, and same in here. And I will update my composable functions so they could see the function, the parameter, and in my case here will be nav controller, and it's from type nav controller. This is for both composable I have. Perfect, all good. So now starting with start screen, I have only one thing in this start screen, which is a button. This button, I will make sure to add it inside a box. So within this box, I will see a text and a button on top of each other. So this is the benefit of having box, so I could organize composable on top of each other. So I will make sure that the modifier for this box to be fill max space, and I will also within this box I will add the two objects, so the two composable. One of them is a button, and for this button I will add here on click that have the logic that will be done when the user click, and within this button I will add the text that contain here the message that is start quiz. And for this text, I have to import the composable. For this one, I make sure to select this composable. That's beautiful. For this button on click, I will use nav controller to navigate to quiz screen. So I will use here nav controller dot, and the function here is navigate. And for this navigate, I will provide the root for that object. Make sure that the correctly have the exact value for this root. There we go, and I'm done. Later on, I will add more logic to start the quiz in this point. So I will make sure also to start the quiz logic later on when I have my view model. This is the time to build quiz screen. For quiz screen, we have two user interface. One user interface, first UI will be here the alert, which represent the end of the quiz, and the second UI represent the quiz UI. And this depend on a condition. So there is a condition, I will add it later on in my view model, that tell me if the quiz ended, I will display the alert. If the quiz is not ended, I will display the quiz UI. So this is, I will assume now that I do have this var in here, which is quiz finished, which is, let's say, initially false. Okay, later on this variable not going to be here, it will be in my view model to control the user interface, but going to be a state variable in this case. So I will here add I will build my main UI based on that, based on this condition. So if this quiz finished is true, that means the quiz is. I need to add alert dialog, and for this alert dialog I will add here the first parameter on dismiss request, which is an empty unit, which is an empty function. I need to add here a title. This title will be here also composable. I will add here text, and the title I will make sure this is here quiz finished. And for after that I will add one text, so title text, and for this I will also add another composable to be your score is, and this is going to also come from my view model. And the last parameter here on confirm, or it is confirm button, which is here the logic that will be implemented when the user click on OK button. In my case I will navigate back to main screen or to start screen, so I will use nav controller and I will use pub backstack to come back to the main to the starting page of this app. Else, if the quiz is still not finished yet, I will display here the quiz UI. And if you remember here, we have this UI. The UI is a text, a progress bar, another text, and two buttons. So this is what I will build right now. I will build a text. This is all together inside one column. And within this column, I will add here one text for the timer, one progress bar, and the progress bar in my case will be linear progress indicator. This is linear progress indicator, and I will add another text and another row for two buttons like this. So I will add here two buttons for true and false, and I will keep this on click for now empty, and same thing for this, on click empty. And here I will add one text to be true and another text here to be false. So this is the main structure for this user interface. Move on with the design for my quiz composable. I need the logic, so I cannot update the text, the timer, or the question text, or the progress bar, or the logic for those two buttons without the real logic from my view model. So I will go now to my view model to start working with this, with the quiz logic. This view model needs to inherit from view model, and now I will also pass one important parameter, which is the repository. So my view model need to get the private repository as a parameter, and I will pass it here as a parameter to this repository, to this view model. So this is a quiz repository as a parameter here. I will initialize it right away, and this is the main view model right now. Now in this view model, I will add a couple of state variable. The number one is the list of questions. So this is here the private val list of questions come from the repository, and this is going to be here repository dot get all questions. So regardless from where those questions are coming from, database, from cloud database, from the web, I have this function to get all of them. And I will also start with current index, current questions, and the timer value and the score. All of those are state variable, will change my user interface if any one of them updated. So I will here add a current index, and this current index initially going to be empty, and I will make sure that initialize it as a mutable state of, and the initial value for my case it will be 0, and I will add here a private set for that index. That's done. Similar to this, I will here add import this getter as well, and I still need to import the setter for this mutable state. So now I have getter and setter. So I will copy this and paste it in here, because I have, beside current index, I have current question. which is the first question, a mutable state of, and in my case going to be the first element in this array, so question element 0. This will be my first question, initially question 0, and then move on. After that I will also need a timer, so again another copy, and I will need a timer, so timer value, and my timer will start from 10. So I will start the timer always from 10 because I need to count 10 seconds for each question. After that I need the score, so this is here will be the score, and this score initially going to be 0, and I will later on update it based on the values. And the variable that I have it in my quiz screen, which is quiz finished, I will remove it from here and I will create it in my view model. So this will be another immutable state variable that is quiz finished, and initially going to be false. So this is a Boolean value. So in this way I start with the main variable, and I will use them in my other screens one by one. So the main object of this view module will be created in main activity and passed to those two screens. So now I will also, in order to control the timer, I need a job object, and this job object, I will create here this job object, will be here timer job, and this is from type job optional, and in my case I will initialize it to null. In order to work with job, I will here import the library, and this is from coroutine. So this is Kotlin coroutine, which is similar to threads that help me with mainly with timers. So I can here start this job and cancel this job and use it to check the value of the current timer. So now I will start with the logic. Before start with the logic, I still have one last variable, which is total number of questions. So I will add here a variable. This time it's not a state, and this is going to be total questions, and this total question is an integer, and it's going to be the get value of this will be here the size of my questions list array dot size. So this is my list of questions, this one. So this get function will be questions dot size. There we go, and this is going to be the variable here. Now I need a couple of functions. I will start adding the functions now to control the logic of this view model of the entire quiz. So now to start with the quiz logic, the first function we need to work with is to start the timer. So the function here will be start timer. And start timer function is a function that will use the timer job object, the job object that we have it, to start the timer that's mainly going to add a delay of 1 second every time. So I will here add, in order to work with the delay, that means should be done in a background thread, so it's not interrupting the main thread. And how to work with background thread, this is a Kotlin coroutine, and I could access it inside viewModelScope, and I could here launch this coroutine in this way. So within this, between those two parentheses, I could run any code in here that's run in background thread. In my case, I will add here a while loop, and this while loop will check the timer value if it is more than 0. So the timer value, we set it to be initially 10 because we need to count to 10. But I need to count to 10 with a delay of 1 second every time. So this delay will be here with 1000 milliseconds, and then I will update the timer. So timer value will be updated minus every second. Every 1000 milliseconds, the timer will be updated. And this update will be continued till the timer goes from 10, 9, 8, 7 till 0. So when the timer is 0, so here when I have timer equals 0, I will finish the quiz. So finish the quiz in here is a function I will add it later. So this is basically what I have, but this coroutine, that is a job, I will assign it to my timer job object that I have it. So in this way, I can cancel this timer later on when the user, if the user answer any question. We don't want to continue this 10 seconds. We need to restart the 10-second timer one more time if in those cases. So this is lead us to the second function, which is answer question. So answer question is a function that will get user answer, which is a Boolean value, and I will here first of all I should stop this timer. So I will here go to my timer job object and cancel it in this way. So in this way I'm guaranteed that no more countdown for the answer. Number two, I will check if the answer is correct or not, so I could update the score. So if this user answer equal to current question dot answer, that means I should update the score. So score will be here added by 1. After that, I will here check update the index to move to the next question. So current index will be here updated by adding 1 to it. And in here I have to check, did I reach the end of the quiz or not yet? So I will here check my current index. So if current index equal to, or let's say if it is less than questions dot size, that means I still have I'm still within the quiz, or I finished the quiz. Okay, so if this is less than the size, that means I will move to new question, else I will here finish the quiz. So finish the quiz will be done twice, in case the time is out, when there is 10 seconds without any answer, or in case the user reached the end of the question or the end of the question array. So those are the two cases. So currently I have those two functions ready. I will add the third function, which is finish quiz. So function finish quiz is a third function in my logic in this view model. And what I need here to do, I need to update the current index to start over to be 0. And I will also make sure that the score is set to 0 one more time. And I will update this variable, which is quiz finished, to be false again. So that means I'm starting a new quiz after that. And I will also start here a new question. So I need to move to a new question, which should be done after this finish quiz. So when we finish a quiz, we should prepare for the next round. So I will here start question. So in this function, which is finish quiz, should be called in here. So I will call the function here, which is when we reach the end of the quiz, when the user answer all the questions. And I will call the function here when the timer equal to 0. Here we go. So we still have one more function, which is start new question. So let's go ahead and finish it right now. And for this function, I need first of all to stop the timer, because I need to start a new timer. And I also need to add the timer value to be 10 one more time, so starting over from 10. And I will check current index to see if I still have a question to answer. This is questions.size. That means if this is less, I can update current question like this to be questions with element current index. Other than that, that means I don't have any more question, and I should make sure that quiz finished to be true. That's what I have to add in here. Start a new question as a function should be called when we finish the quiz. So we prepare the quiz to start over. And also here when we have when the user answered the question, we should also update or move to another question. So in this way, we almost finished the logic. Now we should start calling those functions from our screens. But before doing that, I may revisit this view model one more time. I will right now create an object of this view model in main activity, so I could pass it to those composable screens. So I will create here a val to be quiz view model, and this is going to be of type quiz view model object. And here I got this error, so I will add it, the constructor. I will add this annotation, view model constructor in composable. This quiz view model, I will pass it as a parameter to my both screens. So quiz view model, and I will pass it as well to quiz screen. In my quiz screen here, I will also pass it as a parameter, which is from type quiz view model, and the same thing for my other screen. There we go. Now for my start screen, when the user here start the logic, when the user navigate, I need to start the quiz. So to control reset the quiz and finish the quiz, I decide to add one more function to this view model, and this function is reset the quiz. And this reset is the function that similar to finish quiz, but reset will start over the new quiz. So this logic basically will be for reset the quiz and start a new function. And when the user finish the quiz, all what I have to do is to cancel the timer. So job timer job.cancel. I will stop here the timer if there is any timer working, and I will also make sure that the quiz finish to be true. So this is basically a little bit different here to control that. Reset the quiz, I will call it once when the user start the quiz, and every time the user finish the quiz, which is happened in here, we only stop the timer and notify that this is done, so we could display the alert in our user interface. So this is the update that I have it in this view model. Reset the quiz, I will call it in my start screen in here. So from my view model, quiz view model, I will call the function here reset the quiz. So this is this function will set everything to be start over and give me a new question on my screen after navigating to quiz screen. After that, in my quiz screen, so for the first text that display the timer, I will here use my view model, and because this is going to be within the string, so time left, I will add here a $sign to pass this as a variable, and I will use my view model, which is here quiz view model dot timer value. This timer value give me how many seconds we still have to go through this process or the text, and I will add here a style for this to be material theme here, and I will go with typography dot large body. That's good. And for the progress bar or progress indicator that I have it, I have to add two things. One of them is the progress. So let me here start adding the first one, which is the progress. And this progress, I will use my view model timer value. So quiz view model, the timer value. So this is the timer, and I will divide it by 10 because of this, so I could display how exactly the remaining time out of 10. And the second parameter here will be the modifier. This modifier I will use modifier dot fill max width, and I will also add the height for this, let's say to be 8 dB. That's nice. So as you can see here, this is with this crossing, that means it's going to be duplicated, and I should use as a lambda. So it is a little bit of a new value, but it's going to work now. My other, so the first text that display the time, the remaining second, the progress, and now the third text here is containing the question. So I will add here ViewModel, which is a quiz ViewModel dot current question. So this is going to be the question dot text. So I could display that to my user, and I will use the same style that I used it earlier in here. Here we go. For the two buttons, when the user click on true or false, I will call the function. So from my quiz ViewModel dot answer question, and I will pass here true when the user click on true button, and I will pass false when the user click on false button. So this is going to help with calculating the values. So this is basically using the logic in here. I still have to update the score. So for this alert, when the user click, or when the quiz finished or the timer is over, we should update this alert by displaying the score value. So the score value in here will be displayed in here. So I will use $sign one more time, and this will be ViewModel. Sorry, it's going to be quiz ViewModel dot score. That's going to give me the value of the score, and I will display it out of 4, or the size, because I have here I will use here another $sign to be quiz ViewModel dot total question. So this will display how many question out of how many total question. That's beautiful. And now we still have to add the last part, which is starting the timer when this composable run. So in this case, when the user start this composable, which is a quiz screen, I should start the timer. The timer did not start yet, so I should start the timer, and the starting this timer should be done when in here. So in here I should start the timer. If there is no dialog, so I have to display the quiz user interface. So I will start the timer here using launch effect, and this launch effect will be triggered every time quiz ViewModel questions updated. So every time this current question updated, I will start the timer by calling the function quiz ViewModel dot start timer. In this way, I'm controlling the timer every time that new questions has been updated, and in this way I'm almost done the logic of my user interface and my screen, and this is the time to start testing. I will here remove unused variable. By the way, I will here for this column I will add a little bit of modifier. So I will add here some modifier for this, to have modifier dot fill max width, and I will add also some alignment. So vertical alignment to be vertical arrangement to be spaced evenly, and I will also add some horizontal alignment. So arrangement and alignment, and this alignment for this time I will center everything. I will double check to see the style if everything okay later on, but now the logic is fine and I am ready to start testing. So I will run my application in my emulator. I have one emulator that is I have this emulator that was running earlier, so I can test my app in here. So I will just to prepare my emulator and wait for where to check the log. So Grader right now is running the app for the first time. I got this the app crashed, and I noted that they need update this project to use a newer compile SDK. So I should update the SDK to at least 35. So I will go to build.gradle and update compile SDK to 35, and it's now at 30. I will add it here and compile SDK to be also 35. I will keep this 34 and synchronize my build.gradle. This also may take a couple of seconds, and then I can test my app. So build is successful right now. I'm ready to start running the app. I should see my first screen which with a button that has start quiz, that's going to call reset quiz function and navigate to quiz. Quiz is my other route in here, and then I could see here there is no error, so my application should be here. Here we go. I see my app. I see start quiz to the top left corner, which could be updated, and then I could here click on this start. I could see everything squeezed, but the timer is okay, and the buttons are here, so nice. Everything is working, but I'm not happy with the design, which I will update it. So I will right now wait to see if the alert will display in 10 minutes if I did not answer. Okay, so the alert is not working as well, and the reason for that, I believe, is, as I remember, I did not update this, so I should not use this boolean anymore. I should use quiz view model finish quiz finish, this one. That's what I need, and I will test one more time the functionality. I'm testing the functionality right now. I know this column should be here spaced evenly and center. I will add some padding as well, and I will not I'm not going to answer right now to see the alert. Here we go. So when I learned the app that the alert dialog just ran quickly without any OK button, and I noted that I have to add here a button, not only the logic. So for this button, I will add here on click, and within this on click, I will navigate back to the beginning of my quiz, and within, so here the text with OK in it, and I will fix also some user interface. For the column, instead of fill max width, I will update it to fill max size, and I will also add some padding in here. This padding just to give a little bit of space beside. Also for the start screen, for the button, fill max size, and I will add some alignment in here as well. So alignment, I will add here modifier box, and I will add alignment, content alignment, and this is going to be alignment.center. This way I can run the application and I should see the button at the center, perfect, and I should see the UI as I wanted. If I keep doing the clicking during the timer, the 10 seconds, I should get the answer and the score updated. Beautiful, and I should see here the output perfect as expected. There we go, and this is the end of my application. If you like this app, please don't forget to register and follow me to wait for my new videos, and thank you very much.